What's going on, everybody? This is your boy, the Conscious Critic. And today I want to talk about something that's probably near and dear to all of our hearts, or if not our hearts, maybe our dreams and aspirations. And that's affordable housing, or maybe something that should not be called affordable, but housing itself in general. I think most of us aspire to be able to grab, a home, a house, abode, something that's la casa, right? Something that we can dream about, something that we can live in, shape, customize, call our own, turn into an asset, what have you. But this dream that was once an American dream has now more so become fantasy, or something that has just kind of been lost to time, right? Like a relic from the past. And I'm not sure exactly why that is. Some can say it's big business. Some can say it's poor life choices or poor life decisions. Or, some could say, hey, it's just reality and get over it, right? But I think if we were to just say it's reality and get over it, that's a cop-out. That's not really being able to investigate the root cause and figure out how did we land in this position. Specifically, I'm referencing the urban communities, areas that may have blight, places of that nature. I come from an environment and/or area where it used to be predominantly Caucasian, very affluent. I was around for hundreds of years, and today, it's probably one of the most poverty-ridden places that are out there. And some would say, like, hey, if that is indeed the case, you should be buying up homes left and right. You should be fixing them up and renting them out and building them and owning them, etc. Well, I guess in theory, or in the multiverse of the Matrix, that may be true. But what I have learned, there are a ton of systemic issues that prevent that from actually occurring and or being a reality. Number one, it's ensuring that you have the resources to just go out and gobble up all of these, dilapidated buildings and properties, be it residential, commercial, and or land. Number two, it's having the actual people to go out there and fix up these properties. If you do not have that skill set, if you do have that skill set, that's phenomenal. That takes us down a whole nother talk track, right? About, why the trades were taken out of our schools and why we no longer can really find individuals under the age of 25 who have a skill set to go out and repair homes and build piping and HVAC and do roofing and things of that nature without learning on the job or on the trade, right? So you look at that. We look at money in terms of resources. We look at people resources. And then we look at the red tape. Well, there are certain communities that have point of sale violations, they have back taxes that in certain areas the government are open to forgiving, in certain areas per se they are not open to forgiving, and they want every single dime back before you can proceed to repair and or improve a particular area. So I look at these dynamics and I say, this isn't one issue or one problem that people can tackle themselves. This is something that it truly does take a community unfold, unwind, and attack. So when you are thinking about how come we don't have our own, or how can we build our own, or what could we do to continue to move things along and or progress in terms of affordable housing, I think we need to start from square one, which is we need to ensure that we are putting the right people in the right places at the right time to wield properly the power that we're bestowing upon them. I know we like to, hey, we're voting Democrat or hey, we're voting Republican, but we need to start voting for people that have our best interest in their mind. And I know sometimes we get so fixated on the presidential election, but to be honest, I'm not saying that the presidential election does not create a heavy emphasis on our day-to-day lives to some degree, but I can guarantee you what your local council people and or your mayor are doing are going to impact your every second, as opposed to what the president may weigh out that has to then go through different confines. So let's just say in a hypothetical world, voting the right people in with the right intentions, and we could hold those people accountable, right? The way America was supposed to be founded to actually occur. And housing access, and community restoration were on the ballots, I think that's what we need to emphasize. I think in our communities that affordable is no longer affordable and or they're just for gentrification. We need to figure out a way through our politicians, through our votes, to make sure housing access, community redevelopment, and economic stimulation are the things that are what we are focusing on. I feel once we're able to really attack those pieces and those pillars, it puts us on a roadmap to being able to create these thriving cities, these thriving environments that then puts housing in the viewpoint for us where it is truly an asset, where it is something that we can buy that in our opinion would be affordable. And I get it, affordability, it's subjective, right? From person to person. But from the viewpoint of having nothing to having something and then watching that something gain equity and be able to be viewed as valuable and then be able to become a true asset is something marvelous. And it's something that not a ton of us have had access to, but those who have, they speak about it as if it's a unicorn almost, right? You know, it's something that it's rare, it's hard to attain, and if you blink your eyes, you'll miss it. And others look at it and say, hey, it's just a myth. It's a fairy tale. Hasn't happened for me and anyone I know, so forget about it, right? And I get it. There are people out there who own homes. I get it that there are people out there who maybe, in their opinion, never want to own a home. But what I would say is that regardless of how you look at it, the ability for people to have access to choose if they would like to own or not to own should be a right that we are all afforded. And if that right starts at affordability, then I think we owe it to ourselves and we owe it to those who came before us and certainly those who will come after us to be able to put in place a roadmap that allows them to seek affordable housing. Once again, regardless of what that affordable definition means, that they can be able to gain, live happily in, and be able to cherish. All right, y'all. Well, I appreciate you tuning in and listening to me. Until next time, peace.